So what's up guys, Mr. House Guy here, but today I'm gonna be Professor House Guy. So I'm gonna walk you guys through the numbers. It's so important as a real estate investor to know your numbers. It can make or break your business as a real estate investor. If you're getting into becoming a wholesaler or trying to get these properties at a discounted price and you're like, hey man, where do I start? What numbers should I be coming up with? What offers should I be making so I can make sure that it's a good deal? So that's what we have the whiteboard here. We're gonna go through it. So let's start with the formula. So a formula you guys may have heard of is the 70% of ARV formula. It still works, it's tried and true, it still works to this day. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it is harder to find deals at 70% of ARV minus repairs, but that's the thing, the skills get the deals. We still get them in our business every single month. And so I'm just gonna show you guys how to understand these numbers, understand the formula, so you guys really feel comfortable whenever you guys are making these offers. So this is what we're gonna talk about. So the formula we're gonna talk about is the one that we've been mentioning, right? 70% of ARV, that's the formula you may have heard of. But what does that really mean, okay? So you've got 70% of ARV. Now your ARV is what's called your after repair value. So all this basically means is that you have an as-is value. So the property in its current condition without any repairs, the property's worth $100,000. But then after you go in and put some love in it, some tender loving and care in it, and you rehab that property, and you've got upgraded bathrooms and upgraded kitchen, and you've done the floors, you've replaced the roof and the HVAC system. Everything is just meticulous, it's flipped, it's beautiful. Well, now that property's no longer worth $100,000. Now that property's worth $175,000. That's your after repair value. So that means this is the value of the property after repairs have been made to it. So I'm just assuming that you guys know nothing. So I'm gonna keep this super simple and very easy to digest, because the most important thing in real estate investing is how to make the complex very simple. So we've got 70% of ARV minus repairs. Then the next thing is ARV is gonna be calculated based on comps in the area. So whenever you're running comps in a specific area, now we run our comps pretty deep. We look at comps specific to neighborhoods here in Houston. We wanna look for comps in the same neighborhood because that's gonna give us the most accurate numbers to go off of. Because again, the money's made on the buy. And so we wanna have that certainty that we know based on properties that are selling in this neighborhood, when they're all fixed up, this is what they can sell for. So when we're running comps, we're actually looking for remodeled properties, okay? And so we have to estimate those repairs. Now remember, in other videos, I told you guys a good rule of thumb is to estimate your repairs as a baseline as approximately $25 to $30 per square foot. So if a property's 2,000 square foot and you're starting with $25 a foot, $25 a foot times 2,000 square feet, that's $50,000. So that's what we're gonna use today, okay? So we're estimating that this is a 2,000 square foot property and we're using a 25 per square foot estimated rehab budget, okay? So the repairs are gonna be $50,000. So I'm gonna put this out over here on this formula. Now, again, we start off with 70% of ARV. So let's say the ARV on this property is $200,000, okay? So how do we calculate 70% of ARV? So it's 70% times your ARV. So we do 70% of $200,000, and that's gonna equal $140,000. That's gonna be our top line number. That's gonna be our first number in this formula, okay? So 70% of ARV. So that's gonna be the $140,000 number here. So we're starting off with $140,000. Now again, the formula is 70% of ARV minus repairs. So we're starting with $140,000, which is 70% of $200,000, which is the ARV. And then we have to subtract out our repair budget. Our repair budget is $25 per square foot. And we're just using as an example, a 2,000 square foot property. So $140,000, we have to subtract out $50,000 in repairs. Now there's the third one here. Okay, now the third one is your assignment fee. So when people are buying these properties, investors are buying their property, they're buying at 70% of ARV minus repairs. But where do you make your money? You make your money on an assignment fee. So you've got to make sure you get this property at a contract so that it's still a deal for your end buyer and that you can still get your assignment fee. So you've got to bake that up front, right? Because we said your money's made on the buy, right? So let's say on this deal, you want to make $10,000 assignment fee. So your assignment fee is gonna be $10,000, okay? So you're just baking this in on the front. So this is going to give you your MAO. Now your MAO is your maximum allowable offer. This is the maximum you can offer the seller to where you're providing an investor with a 70% of repair property at that value, and you're gonna still be able to make $10,000 assignment fee on it. In order to do that, the most you can pay for the property, the most you can offer and get the property under contract for is gonna be $140,000 minus $50,000, so now we're at 90, minus $10,000. So that means the most you can offer for this property is $80,000. So this is the most that you want to get this property under contract for. Now, you might say, hey, there's no way sellers are gonna accept an offer for $80,000 with a property that's an ARV of $200,000. Yes, they do, yes, they will, and they always will, because it depends on their problem, and it depends on you being the best person to be able to solve that problem. So if you're not leading with value and helping these sellers, you will not be getting these properties at this price point, because it all depends on their motivation and the value that you bring in solving those problems, right? Now, this is your maximum allowable offer. In certain markets at certain times, we can actually increase this. So when the market has lower interest rates, cheaper cost of money, we can get these properties under contract at 80%. So this 70% number can change, but the rest of the formula typically remains the same. So this is your basic 70% of ARV minus repairs minus your assignment fee. And that's gonna give you your maximum allowable offer, AKA your MAO. If you're getting properties at these numbers, you can't lose. You're always gonna be making money. So your goal is try to get these properties as close to this number. And guess what? If you're talking to a seller and you know this is just the maximum you could pay for this property. Now let's say this property is inherited, they don't care about the property, they don't really care how much they make for it, and they tell you, listen, if you can give me $50,000 for the property, that's all I want, that's all I need, just to get this deal done. Just because your maximum allowable offer is $80,000 does not mean that's what you need to start off with, right? Always start low so you have room to negotiate up if needed. So if they only want $50,000, guess what? That's what we're gonna offer, $50,000. And guess what? Now that difference in spread, if your maximum allowable offer is $80,000 and now you can get under contract for 50 or 60 or 70, that's just gonna be more money in your pockets as the wholesaler, because you've got the skills to get the deals. And so if you wanna make more money as a wholesaler, as a real estate investor, that means you gotta get the property under contract at a lower price. But that's only gonna happen based on your expertise, being a subject matter expert and providing the most value to these sellers. So I hope that's helpful for you guys in your real estate journey, especially getting started off and not really know all the lingo and what all this stuff means. I'm just here to keep it simple for you so that you can learn and educate yourself on this real estate journey. So for more tips and strategies that's gonna be able to help you, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, shoot me some comments right here, right down below, because I wanna hear your feedback and I wanna hear of more things that I can do so that I can bring you guys more content and more knowledge that's gonna help you on your journey. And most importantly, guys, the one thing that I can ask for you guys is share this video with as many people that you think it's gonna be helpful for them as well. Because again, guys, there's so much money to be made in real estate and it's only fun when we all eat, right? So collaboration over competition. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.